Let's return now to our top story this morning. Actor Idris Elba, along with gold medal-winning ice skaters Torvill and Dean, are among more than 1,000 people to be recognised in the New Year's Honours list. The youngest person to receive an honour, Olympic climbing gold medalist Toby Roberts. He spoke to us a little bit earlier and he said his MBE is reflective of the recent surge in popularity for his sport.
When I was just 8 years old, I had an after-school club which ran climbing, and I was super fortunate because back then climbing definitely was way smaller, and then now it's had like a couple of Olympic cycles. It's just got so much more popularity, and like you said, the amount of gyms which are opening up across the UK is just absolutely incredible. Like the facilities now compared to when I was a child, even in just that short period, it's like night and day. So to see it like getting so much popularity, like so many of my friends who previously weren't climbers get into it. It's just really, really refreshing because I truly think it's an amazing sport, and it's really it's really difficult.
Let's speak now to honours expert at Awards Intelligence, Claire James. Good morning to you, Claire.
Good morning.
It's very interesting, isn't it? Just talking to Toby there, obviously his achievement at the Paris Olympics, becoming the first Team GB athlete to win gold in Olympic climbing, a relatively new sport to the Olympics. That's part of the reason behind why he got his honour. But it's worth reminding people how it works, how recipients are selected, because on that list of over 1,000 people is a broad range of people and a broad range of achievements.
Absolutely. As you said, this list is wonderful, actually. It does really show broad representation. It shows deep community values and a real focus on impact, culture and community over traditional hierarchy this year, which is wonderful. And actually, we always actively encourage more and more people, ordinary, extraordinary people, to apply, as you said. And you've got to be in it to win it, essentially. So anybody that you know that is going above and beyond in some way, you can nominate them. You go to the government website where you'll find the nomination form, which is downloadable, and you complete the form setting out how they've gone above and beyond. You set out their merits and their achievements, and then you submit that to the Honours Secretariat. The Honours Secretariat will then go on to distribute your nomination out to one of the expert committees. You've got the Education Committee, the Health Committee, the Economies Committee, and so on. They will review all of the applications and make their recommendations for who has gone above and beyond and should be recommended for a royal honour. That list is then passed to the Prime Minister, who will review and sign that list off, and then it's finally passed to His Majesty the King for final sign-off before Number 10 will write out to all of those who've been nominated to invite them to come and receive their honour.
Yeah, anyone doing brilliant work, as you said, can be nominated. Looking at that list, a big year for women on the list, largely boosted, of course, by the phenomenal year we've had for women's sport.
Yes, absolutely. The England's Lionesses feature really heavily on the list after their Euros win in the summer. 6 of them have received honours. You've got the captain, Leah Williamson, who was given her CBE, and of course Serena Wiegmann, who was given her honorary damehood. But also 4 members of the squad were given MBEs as well, which is brilliant because it shows that the senior awards are not being given just to the captains, but to multiple squad members and coaches as well. And also, it's showing a real cultural shift that that women in sport, it's mainstream now, it's niche, it's here to stay, which is wonderful.
Yeah, so many recognisable faces on the list. We've been talking about many of them this morning. The actor Idris Elba, the actor and musician Cynthia Erivo. But again, so many of the people on that list, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Just reading through the list and taking some of the stories this morning has been quite remarkable because they're the people, that should be celebrated just as much as, the big names that people recognise. What ones have stood out to you? Who have you looked at today and been particularly pleased to see on there?
I love the story of David Barrington, actually. He's been given an honour for his services to mountain rescue in Cumbria. He worked in mountain rescue for over 40 years of his life, and he's led on over 900 searches, which I think is it's an amazing story, isn't it? You've got Louise Vettigan, who's received an honour for services to young people. She founded a charity called Little Troopers to support children with one or both parents serving in the British Armed Forces. And Veronica Gould as well has been given an honour for charitable service. She founded an incredible charity called Arts for Dementia, and they dedicate their time to promoting singing and music and drama to those in the early stages of dementia to preserve their brain health and prolong their quality of life. So, you know, it's such a feel-good time. You know, I love celebrating, as you say, the unsung heroes and the ordinary, extraordinary people at this time of year.
Yeah, all such worthy recipients, and so great to be able to talk about their work in this context here on Sky News Today. It really is a privilege to be reading and highlighting so many of those incredible stories. Claire James, Honours Expert at Awards Intelligence, really appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.